Hi guys, thought I'd give you a look at the new motor mount from Multi-rotor for the Scarab airframes. These have actually been shipping for a little while with the newer kits, but now they're available as a part, and they are a replacement for the old style motor mount, heatsink. There were several names for them, but as you can see, and just looking down on the top, they're quite a different shape, but really the difference between the two is actually in the thickness, and you can see there that the new one is probably 3 times as thick as the old mount. So the idea is that these become almost impossible to bend. Because they're just heavier, thicker. There's, you can sort of feel the flex in these, but these things are just absolutely rigid, and should be interesting to see actually the difference the heavier mount makes in a crash. Not that that's why they're there for, but basically they go on the same way. There's no difference to actually using them, except for one thing. On the red plates, or the old plates, these were also available in black. On the older plates we used a 5mm bolt through the plate into the motor. You did use a longer bolt if you used the carbon plates as well, but basically you used to use a 5mm bolt with the old mount. The new mounts, you now use an 8mm motor bolt, because if you actually did put a 5mm through, you can see there's almost no thread sticking through the other side, whereas the newer bolt gives you a bit more meat to bolt into. Now, one thing I've heard a couple of guys say is because of the thicker one, it's possible that the collet on your prop will actually rub against the top surface if you push it all the way down. I've fitted a couple now just to have a look, and I don't seem to have the problem. But if you do find that the collet actually does rub on the plate when you put it on, because it's thicker and therefore the motor's lower and the shaft shorter, really simple, just move the collet up a bit, produce your own gap. And it's not hard to actually do. I actually got a piece of, I actually grabbed an old business card and I cut a slot in one, and I just sat it over the motor mount, dropped the prop on top of the mount, and tightened the collet up, pulled the card out, and I had a lovely, even gap between the two. So I haven't struck the problem, but if any of you guys do, that's the simple way out of it. There's nothing says the collet has to be all the way down on the shaft. It does have to be most of the way down. In fact, I actually find they run truer if you don't force them all the way down to the bottom of the shaft. So anyway, that's the new motor mount. I'll see you guys online.